Hello world, we are the SciencePod, here to feed your knowledge. We're not in any qualified position to teach, but we will try our best to teach our audience about the wonders of science. This podcast is dedicated to students by students, so sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the podcast. Hi guys, so it seems as though we forgot to introduce ourselves in our initial episode release of our voices. That was meant to be another guy, but he unfortunately couldn't make it today. But I just thought we'll just do an introduction, like what's happening as to why you heard new voices. So the first season was, the OG people with Ali, Jay, and Sam, and all of them. And due to university and schedulers, they decided to hire some new people, which is me, Ines, and Swantos, who unfortunately couldn't make it today. But you'll be hearing his voice in later episodes. So hope that makes sense as to why you have some new voices, and hopefully clears any confusion that you may have had about hearing some random voices that you never heard before on the podcast. So, anyways, today's episode is all about school life and how our personal experiences with school and how high school specifically, because I'm in second year of college, about to go on to university, and Ines, who is this is how you speak, Ines.
Yeah, I'm currently in college. I finished high school quite recently, actually, around a year ago with Corona. Ended quite early. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. I ended high school 2 years ago, and here's a fun fact for you: me and Ines, we went to the same high school. We won't be naming it for obvious reasons, but it was a Catholic high school, so that's all we can say. So I think, even though we went to the same high school, we both had different experiences with the high school. I think my experience was more negative, whereas I think Ines has more positive things to say. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. In comparison to your experience, yeah.
So I knew Ines from I think it was year 9. Is that right? When I was in year 9.
I've known of you since year 7. You approached me and just started speaking to me. It was a bit weird. But I've known you since year 7. But I think we really became friends in year 9.
Year 9 or 10, I can't remember which one it was.
No, when I was in 8. Or is it? I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, so we've known each other for quite a while, I would say. Unfortunately, we don't go to the same college, yeah, but that's fine, because you go to whatever college or university you want to go to, not because you're friends, because you want to go to there. That's a big tip from me. So, Ines, you can start off. What was your high school experience like? Just like a general few words, few sentences.
I think it was quite a positive experience. I think all of my teachers were really great. I was pretty much in the same friend group for the entirety of high school. It was just sad that it was cut quite short, and I never sat my exams. So a lot of people in that situation will feel the same as me.
Did you want to sit your exams?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a backstory for anyone who isn't in the UK. Her year and the college year above me couldn't sit their exam in 2019 or 2020, sorry. Because of the pandemic. We went into a national lockdown around March, so that meant that she couldn't sit her exams because her exams started around May or June, and by then we were still in a national lockdown. So she couldn't sit her exams. The year above me couldn't sit their exams, and it was a whole mess with A levels and the government just really mishandling it. But because of that, they decided for GCSEs to then just give their teacher predicted grades to them, which made more sense and didn't leave a whole catastrophe for GCSEs as well. But not a lot of people may have agreed with that and wanted to sit their exams. But you know what? You gotta take what you can get. I would say personally. But why did you want to sit the exams, Ines?
I think at the time I did want to sit the exams because you work towards something. You want to, go through with it. But now looking back, when I got my exams, I was sort of relieved that I didn't have to sit it. And the grades I got from my teacher assessments were quite good. So overall, I was happy. I didn't know. So the transition was a bit different to how
you thought it would be like. I'm currently having some technical difficulties. I don't know why.
You went silent for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had some my internet messed up. I'm so sorry, guys, if that comes out in the final edit. I'm having some terrible Wi-Fi issues at the moment, but it's really weird because I'm sat like floor-wise, I'm like right on top of the Wi-Fi box, and still I have really bad connection. It baffles me, honestly. Don't go on Virgin, guys. It's horrible. But I think if I was in an Esse's situation, I'd be happy. Like the way that my teachers predicted me in high school, they were pretty high. They were around like A's and B's, and then I turned out getting majority C's. So I would have loved to have A's and B's on my like educational record. But I'm stuck with my C's, and I'm happy with that because I know I did what I could do, and I'm happy with it because it got me to college, and that's all I really cared about at the time. Because thinking about university and what I wanted to do, it didn't really matter to me if I got C's in the ones that I got C's in. Well, I got C's in the majority of the ones, but that's not. Still, it doesn't really matter that much for me about my GCSEs. Anyways, like, do you have any favorite memories in high school? Can you hear?
Oh, I can. Remember? No, I don't. I think most of my memories were probably with like friends rather than lesson. I don't know.
Oh, my lessons.
I don't know. It's a tough question.
Okay, so I'll answer the question from my perspective. Okay. Overall, I would say my high school experience is quite negative for many different reasons. But like I don't really have like some fun memories are probably from like later half of high school, so 10 and 11. But even then, there was some messed up stuff happening and stuff like the friend group that I was with, not trying to shite on them or anything. Like they were pretty fun to hang out with and stuff. In a sense, but I think probably being with them was probably like a really fun time at the beginning when I first joined the group. Then like the later half of that friendship group and year 11, it just went downhill really. And Ness knows everything because I told her I chatted so much about my situation with that group. But I think, yeah, just hanging out at lunchtime was probably my best, and lessons as well. Lessons were pretty fun because my year was just wild. Like none of the teachers liked us, like at all. It's pretty sad.
So, what was your favorite? Sorry, what was your favorite lesson then?
Oh, history. My G, he was amazing. I loved his lessons. Even though he doesn't like teaching year 9s and below. He even told us this in like one of my lessons with him in GCSEs. He doesn't like teaching year 9, so he's purposely horrible to them. I know that sounds so weird for teachers to do that, but like you could tell because in year 7, 8, and 9, being in his lessons, although it was really fun, we watched a lot of films. He was a hard ass. Like we had a rule in high school that you couldn't chew gum, and if you had like 2 ticks in your smart card for like whatever, there was a long list of like things you couldn't do, or like you couldn't wear certain things, and chewing gum was on there, and he would always give me a tick on my smart card. But then turn to freaking year 11 and 10 when I'm in his GCSE class for history, this man gives us Maltesers to eat in lesson. Like, what is this? There's someone who was so strict. He was feeding us food in his lesson. Anyways, fun man. He was like, he just had dead humour, and it was just so beautiful. Do you have any favourite lessons, Ines? I'm so sorry to our editor. He's gonna have to sit through this.
As I apologise for Elizabeth's bad internet connection.
What was your favourite lesson, Ines?
I didn't have a favourite lesson.
Why?
Once again, guys, I'm really sorry for Elizabeth's bad internet connection.
Why don't you have a favourite lesson? Or just a lesson that you really enjoyed being in?
I feel like high school was like so long ago, even though it was less than a year ago. I remember much about it.
I remember loads about my high school experience. So traumatic.
No, I don't really have any like moments where it's like really memorable.
Not even like Blackpool trip or like Alton Towers. Everyone goes to Blackpool or Alton Towers at one point. And they're very big attraction sites for school children.
My year group didn't go to Alton Towers any of the years, but yeah, Blackpool.
So many schools went to Blackpool, and there's like 1,000 schools in our area. That's like that sound on TikTok with like no one's gonna know. I have like 4 banks.
I don't really know how it works too much.
You have 4 banks.
Why?
Okay, it comes in use when you're in university. Trust me. I have been on so many like things to know before university, tips to have before universities, and they all say have more than 1 bank account. I even though I had 4 bank accounts before, or I listened to all those information. Because I like to have my money separate.
What does it do?
What does that do?
Having 4 separate bank accounts.
Okay, I'll explain what I plan
with different banks, or is it just different?
Different banks.
Is it with different banks or
different banks? I can't hear you. I'm so sorry, guys. My internet's so bad, and I'm the one recording, so you probably can't hear what she's saying. But I'll try and get it to repeat it. Can you say it again? I literally just couldn't hear.
No! Just carry on.
No, why would you say? I don't even know what you said.
I was waffling.
Okay.
You just carry on.
Fine.
So banks. Separate banks, go on.
4 banks. Okay. I'm not going to name the banks for obvious reasons. You should name them 1, 2, 3, 4. So, first bank is for getting paid. Whenever I have a job, it's what I get paid into. Second bank is for student finance, whenever I have to apply for that. And that's where my student accommodation and rent would come out of. Third bank is for subscriptions. So if I'm like subscribed to like Netflix, Amazon, whatever, that's where all my that's where it comes out of. And then my third bank, I want to get rid of it because I actually don't have any pure purposes for it. But when I go to university, it will be my clubbing bank account. There you go. 4 banks for 4 reasons.
My clubbing bank account.
Yeah, because I'm not carrying with me 4 bank cards.
Coronavirus.
Huh? Oh, whatever. Well, not whatever. It's important.
You can club.
You can club. Did you have any favourite teachers? You don't have to name them. Like, any favourite subject teachers or any teachers that you particularly liked?
No.
No.
No, I didn't. No.
Unless you're so boring. What is this?
No, all of them were really good. It feels like so long ago, honestly. Like, whole first lockdown, like, even that period of time, it feels so long ago. But I live in the present. Like, ask me about teachers now.
It's about high school.
I live in the present. I don't think back to high school. I don't remember.
You don't remember? Oh my god, you live a sad life, Ines. Seriously. How do you not remember?
To you, it might feel like yesterday, but it feels like years ago, honestly. Maybe my form tutor. Form tutor then, yeah. My form
teacher. Who's your form teacher?
No names. But yeah. They were a very good form tutor.
Would I know them?
You know them, yeah.
What do they teach? What do they teach?
History.
Yeah, Mr. Stephen. Oh, I know you had. Oh. Ginger. Yeah.
Oh. No. He did teach me, but no.
Oh, the other guy.
No names.
The other history teacher.
No.
Right, I'm really confused. I know now. It's the female one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I never had her.
I don't have any favourite teachers, but yeah, my form tutor probably. Very supportive. I also really liked form.
Right. Yeah, my form was alright.
No, but when you were in high school and I was still in high school, that year of form was really funny.
Oh, wait, the one we mixed everything. Oh god, don't remind me of those 3 boys. Don't remind me of those 3 boys. Do you know what? The tall one, he's got a girlfriend now. Big shots. The really tall one that was in the cupboard. That went in the cupboard.
Wait. To the listeners, they won't understand what you're talking about.
No.
Cupboard. Expand.
Oh, okay. In her tutorial class, there's like...
No, don't say too much about my class.
Or whatever. I'm just gonna try to describe the scene, okay? There was like a one
Say
corner...
there was some guy in your year.
Okay, shut up. I'll describe the scene. There was in one corner there's like huge wardrobes. Like not wardrobes, but cupboards. But you could open them and stuff like that. You can like somehow this guy that it was in my year, who was in my science class, he stepped in one of them. I don't know why, but he just went in. Is that right, Ines? Because he was messing about with some other boys, and he just went in the cupboard and closed itself, and closed it. Does that make sense? And closed the cupboard. Can you hear me?
You cut out again.
Oh, okay.
Cut out again.
I explained the thing. Okay, I'll do it one more time. Can you hear me though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the guy that was in my science class in my year, he was in Ines.
In fact, 1 second.
What?
I feel like yeah, just carry on.
Okay, we'll name this guy.
Don't mention that he was in my father. It's too drawn. Yeah, we'll give them names.
We'll give the names. Okay, we'll call him John for now. Is that okay? John.
Okay.
Okay. John was in my science. John was also in Ines's tutorial, and in her tutorial class, there was like teacher wardrobe, like not wardrobes but cupboards. There were the tall ones that you could probably like had like shelves and everything like that. I'm gonna assume, or was it the ones that didn't have any shelves and it was just like open? So the cupboard.
The mid speech and then you stopped.
Yeah, because you weren't saying anything. I was asking you if the cupboards, but they had like shelves, and he just went in one of them.
Yeah, I think he broke them though. So
I don't know. He went in one of them. And he closed it on himself. Like that behavior just tells you they're just weird guys. In my year specifically, they were just strange.
How embarrassing though for him.
He doesn't know, and he doesn't care.
Because he went into a cupboard and he jumped out and said, "Surprise!"
Wait, did you teach her when she came in?
I'm not sure if he said surprise, but no, like we all came in and then he was like jumping out of the cupboard and we all came in and just a bit confused. Look,
he's so weird. I just have a screenshot of this.
How embarrassing for him.
I don't care for him. I hated the guy. He made my life a living hell in media.
No. He was very lovely.
No, he wasn't. He was horrible. Anyways, I have a screenshot of him on a science table, just lounging like it's nothing. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why I have that screenshot, but I do. I would show it, but, no names, no face. Anyways, John will not be listening to this podcast ever.
We can do another podcast about those experiences, but forever.
Anyways, derailed, even though we're still talking about high school. I have a favourite teacher, my English teacher. Shout out to all the English teachers who are nice and take care of their kids. Because this English teacher, she helped me out so much in year 10 and 11. I cried to her. I ranted to her. I love her so much. She really tried, and I came up with a 5 in English, which equates to a C. But anyway, it's disappointing, but still, we don't really care. But anyway, shout out to her. She was amazing. I loved her so much. And my
Who was it?
I don't know if you know her. Miss
Glasses?
No. Like, average height, short blonde hair. She always wore boots and like a dress.
Is she a bit older?
Yeah, a bit older. Not too old.
I think I know.
Oh,
she didn't teach me.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, but again.
Oh, my English teacher was great as well. I think all English teachers in my
you
school
had
were really good.
Did you have the head of English?
Names?
No. Huh?
No.
No. Did you have the guy?
No.
The tall guy?
No.
Who did you have? I don't know.
Let's move on.
Oh, whatever.
Moving on.
You're so boring.
So how did you make friends?
I'm not the best in this department, but I'll just say, and I wasn't the problem. I know a lot of weirdos say that they weren't the problem, but I generally wasn't the problem. I just didn't pick the right friends for me, I would say.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I wasn't the problem, I promise. It's just every single year, I just had a failed friendship group. Every single year, literally. It's just, like, you make, like, okay, I usually make friends with people in a group, and I'll use an example. The group that I was friends with in like year 9, I was okay with everyone apart from one girl who I just didn't like because she was really cocky and she thought that she was Mrs. Popular. Everyone loved her, and it's like, shut up, no one did. But like we were like okay for a while, and then she just started hating on me for no reason again, and we just always argue. And she was really abusive to my best friend, like to my best friend, not now, but I've known for ages because we're in the same form. But she just always had a mood with me. She always something, I don't know. She just didn't like me, but she was part of that group, and she was the reason why I left the group because she just bullied me for no reason. I was like, I'm not having it. So yeah, I don't know. I always pick to make friends with a group of people, and not everyone in that group I would personally be friends with if they weren't in that group. If that makes sense.
I get what you mean. Like, yeah. Wait, who was it?
Who was it? It's a really basic flower. Her name is a really basic flower. Oh, have you read The Great Gatsby?
No.
Do you know what? Do you know?
Flower?
Yeah, it's okay. Here's another clue. It's a really basic flower, and it's also the name of a female in The Great Gatsby. I'm pretty sure that's her name.
Rose.
No.
I've not read The Great Gatsby.
No, there's a female that the guy Gatsby is like madly in love with. Yeah, there's you don't know it, then you don't know it. But if you know it, then you know the name of the person. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you've never seen The Great Gatsby, if you've never read the book,
I am searching on Google.
It's the third name that comes up with the
Easy.
Huh? Yeah.
Daisy Buchanan.
Just the first one.
I don't know any Daisy.
S that girl. I didn't like her. Okay, how you make friends? How did you make friends in S? How did you make friends in S?
Didn't.
I think you did. Yeah.
You know, I was already part of like a group. From primary
school.
school. I've been friends with the same before. Yeah.
Oh, she's so boring, guys.
We're friends with like the same. Yeah, I
so
really am.
Okay, here's the story.
Actually, no.
Go ahead. She's got something, guys.
I know. In year 11, I did.
She said in year 11 she did branch out a bit. But here's the story. I was in RE first RE lesson. Our RE teacher told us to go around and talk to some people in our class. It was the same class, like in year 7. You don't split up for like basic class and maths and English until like later on. But that's how it works in our school. Anyways, so it was the same people that I knew in form. So she was like, okay guys, just for you guys to like get to know each other a bit more, like go around the class and talk to a few people. And whenever I say stop, you're gonna have to talk and then tell me one fun fact about the person. And this girl that I know, I still am friends with her in some way, but we don't go to the same college. I told her I really hate mayonnaise and she didn't like ketchup, and I was like, we're best friends. So I stuck with her in year 7, and like I didn't stop being friends with her. I just didn't see her as much like in like later on, like 9, 10, and 11. But like she's a really cool person. But that's how I made my first friend. So just by liking different condiments and hating different condiments, you can make friends. Okay, so how did you make friends in college, Ines? Seeing as though not a lot of people that you're friends with went to the same college as you.
Oh, it's a tough one actually, because when I started college, it was half. So we'd be in school for half of the time and then online for the other half. And so getting to know people in my lessons was a bit difficult because we would spend a very small amount of time together. But I don't know. It was just where I was sat. The people surrounding me, I'm probably more friends with than people further away from me. It's just circumstances, really. That's it. Like, yeah. Some people I have lessons with, and then others I only see them for one lesson. It just depends. It's all circumstantial, you know. I didn't go out my way to make too many friends because I'm only there for 2 years.
Oh, still.
I'm not lonely though. I have some friends also from high school that went to my college. So,
wait, do you like the idea of change? Because from like what you've been telling me, that you've been the same friends since primary school, high school, and even college now. Do you like change around you, or you just rather feel comfortable with the same people?
Right, from primary school to high school, there was like additions and subtractions, you could say, from the group. I did make other friends, but it was mainly like one group. And then to college, I think it was just a couple of people that I already knew. So it was just comfortable, you could say. It was comfortable to stick with people you know. But do I like change? I don't know. When you've known someone for so many years, it's a bit weird to make new friends. I don't know.
No, I agree with you, but like at the same time, it's one of those things that's like it kind of needs to happen. You kind of need to branch out. You kind of need to talk to different people because honestly,
Yeah,
I didn't like anyone from high school, like anyone. I hated majority of people. I only really liked like one person solidly, and that's my best friend, and that's the only person I really like. But I went to the same college.
Shout out.
Huh? Oh.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to
I won't say her name.
I won't say her name, fine then. Shout out to Samantha.
You can say her name.
Big up Samantha. Big up Samantha for always being there.
Actually forgotten her name.
That's your problem.
I know it. Right, I get it.
Anyways,
I won't say it there.
Anyways.
Respect.
Yeah, respect. Put some respect on her name, please. Thank you very much. Anyways, back to the college thing. I didn't like anyone, but I went to the same college as majority of them, unfortunately, and they just all formed like a massive big group, and I know for a fact that every single one of these people don't like each other, but yet they're still in the same group, and they just tolerate each other, and I'm like, personally, that just does not sit right with me in my soul. If I know I don't like someone and I generally cannot be around them because I don't like them, I'm a dip because I don't see a point in being miserable or a point in just chatting about them behind their back. Either do it up front or you just dip and you leave. It's so much easier just to dip and leave because if you do it up front, it just causes a lot of issues and it's like, I don't have time to deal with that. So I just dipped. I made new friends and then those friends made friends with the other people and I was fuming. I was so mad. But anyways, I'm no longer friends with either group. I sound like a really problematic person right now, but I promise you I'm not. But anyways, I'm not. But anyways, both groups.
You do sound a bit there.
They're all friends now, but I don't. It doesn't. Being around them just doesn't sit right in my soul due to other circumstances that have happened. So I just dip and I just chill in the computer suite with some other girl that I made friends with in my class, and that's it. But I just told myself there's no point because like first year's already passed. It's second year. I'm almost finished. I don't need to make a whole group of new friends. Just speak to people in your course is what I say is best, especially for college and high school, and people who are in your tutorial groups and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the only people I speak to. People in my lessons and in my farm, pretty much.
And then, yeah, that's good in itself. But it's just like if you want to maintain that friendship, like always just talk to them whenever you see them. Hi, how you doing? You good? Yeah, I'm good. That's good. Cool. Dip. Okay, you got to maintain that friendship. You can't just strictly be only friends with that person in that one lesson. Like, if you want that, go for it. But I would say don't. I was going to say this. If, like, being around certain people just doesn't feel right to you, go with a gut feeling. Because 9 times out of 10, your gut is right as to what you're feeling towards these people. Like, don't try and mask it. Don't try and think in your head, oh, I'll just give them a few more moments now. Probably better. If it doesn't sit right with you in your soul, in your gut, but your mind is telling you, nah, it's fine. Let's just like talk to them for a few more weeks. Like, don't waste your time. Dip, find new friends. Just say that you've drifted apart naturally. But like, just maintain that high and by friendship. Just like things aren't really awkward. But like, again, just listen to your gut when it comes to making friends. Like, although if you like in your head you may think you don't know who you want as a friend, like your body automatically knows what you want in a friendship. They already see what they want in a friendship. So just listen to your body, listen to your gut, and go out and explore and dip whenever you need to dip. Like it's totally fine just to dip. Like although some people would want closure, just dip. For your mental health and well-being, just dip. Just go. That's my biggest advice. If it doesn't sit right with you, just go.
I agree and disagree with that point.
What's your disagreement?
Dipping. I think dipping is, like you said, it's good for your mental health. What about the other person's mental health and their well-being? I think
if that person
sense of closure with a friendship is really important. And I feel like sometimes I've just not really given anyone closure because I want to like gloss over the situation. And I think speaking about the issues is better than avoiding the issue.
From my personal standpoint, I knew this girl. You know the story, Ines. Knew this girl since year 7. Like, I already didn't like her genuinely, like, around halfway through high school. But I stuck with it because I was like, she's okay. Like, there are some really good sides about her, and there's just bits that I really didn't like. And instead of addressing it or just dipping when I just didn't like that person, I stuck with it. And I didn't blow up, but I said something last year. She blew it up. I said my piece. She said her piece. We were like, okay, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. We never talked about it. She never even she for some reason just blew up on me and she was like, I heard you were trying to shout about me. I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Don't be my friend. That's a bit of a hypocrite or whatever she said. And she just dipped. She just left, and I never got closure for it. And like at the time, it really hurt. But talking to my counselor about it, it was like not everyone will give you closure. Not like, and that's something that you're gonna have to deal with in life. Not everyone's gonna sit you down and be like, I don't want to be friends with you because this is and this reason. Even if they did that, it would still hurt so much because in your head you're processing that and you're thinking, I have done something terribly wrong. What did I do? And that person may not fully explain to you what you did to them or something. And that's okay. Being okay with not getting closure is something that we need to normalize in our society. Although it feels good to have closure, not everyone's going to give you closure. That's what I'm saying, Ines.
Yeah, I think though, if you can, you should provide closure for other people.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, but like, do whatever you feel is good. And if that person wants closure, and you're up to give them the closure, then do it. But if you're not, don't do it because that's what is expected of you for society or whatever. You know?
Well, I just don't think it's fair though. Like I've been a person not to give another person closure, and I think I wouldn't do that again. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I don't know.
I get what you mean, but I'm like again, I'm
just ghost them or just stop speaking to them altogether. I think it just doesn't sit right with me. Because if someone had done that to me, I'd just be like, jeez.
Okay, in my situation,
I'd be confused.
In my situation, I was confused because I never told her. She never got to hear my side of the story. I never got to hear who said that I was trying to shy about them. Although I really want to, I'm not letting it live in my head rent free. I'm gonna get about my day. I'm gonna continue on with life. And like the closure that I got in that situation was that argument. And that was the end of our friendship. And I was like, whatever. It took me a long time to just be like, whatever. It is what it is. Move on. Stop letting it live in your head rent free, Elizabeth. You've got other things that you can charge. You know? Make that money off your thought. But don't let things live in your head rent free. I don't know. But then again, you've been on the other side where you've left without closure. But okay, because you've been on that other side, did you see what they physically went through when you just randomly left?
It wasn't random as such. Like there was things that built up to the point where I just had to remove myself from the situation without actually addressing the issue. And I think communicating is really important.
I agree
about
with you.
the issues that you're facing. Like if you have an issue, just talk about it.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, that's one thing I regret not doing, not talking to her about it initially when I first had those feelings or emotions. I did somewhat talk about it in college, but she just glossed over it. I'm like, no, I want to talk about it, really. But I don't know, it just wasn't, like you said, you left for your own reasons. And believe it or not, in life, it's you. It is your world is your world. It's you. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, that person might feel that way because I did this. Although it is really good to have conscious awareness of your actions, but if it's something that feels right for you to do, for you to leave or for you to, go off to another country and never talk to anyone ever again, do it. Do it for your own well-being, because at the end of the day, you were born alone, you're gonna die alone, as depressing as that is.
Yeah, it is depressing. But I do think you need to take into account how other people do feel about certain things.
Yeah, but
how
definitely
people will react, because who knows, when completely cut you off, you could have ended up, I don't know, something bad could have happened. as a result of that.
Just saying, guys, if you are in that situation where something if something bad happens and you don't think you can live through it or something, don't choose the latter. Talk to someone, whether it just be a different friend, your parents, strangers online, a counsellor, a therapist if you have access to some. It's good to talk.
This has got really deep.
I know. But anyways,
it went from a school to like friendships to like closure and whatnot. I think we could talk for hours about this one topic.
We're almost about 60 minutes in.
Friendship.
Oh no, we're almost about 60 minutes
in.
Should we end it here? Oh, so sorry guys, we totally forgot to record an outro for this latest episode, so I'm doing it now. I just want to give a huge shout out to Frenchy Productions for basically making this episode available because our normal editor computer meltdown wasn't working out. So huge shout out to Frenchy Productions. Thank you so much for editing this episode together. We truly appreciate it. So make sure to follow our Instagram, YouTube and Spotify and Google Podcast at thesciencepod for more episodes. And also, whilst you're on our YouTube, subscribe to Frenchy Productions because he makes amazing short films as well. So, help a guy out really at the end of the day, guys. So thank you for tuning in. See you in the next episode. Bye!